The woman only gave a homeless little boy a piece of bread. The little boy remembered this kindness for 10 years. 10 years later, the woman herself became homeless on the streets. The same little boy from back then happened to find her. He had now become a billionaire CEO. The CEO immediately took the woman home. He originally wanted to take care of her as his mother for the rest of his life. Unexpectedly, the woman secretly ran away, but the CEO found a note the woman had left for him. It turned out the woman had a biological son. Her son had grown up to become the general manager of Company B. He even married the daughter of a wealthy man. One day, the woman heard that her daughter-in-law was pregnant. She immediately brought 2 turkeys to visit her son and daughter-in-law. So the woman came to the building of Company B, but just as she was about to enter, the security guards downstairs stopped her. They impatiently ordered her to get out. "This place doesn't welcome beggars," they said. The woman felt deeply wronged. She was clearly there to find someone, but the guards didn't believe her at all. At that moment, her son arrived at the company for work. He happened to run into her. He quickly pulled her into a quiet corner and complained that she shouldn't have come. It turned out the son despised her for being too poor. He had even lied to his wife, claiming he was an orphan. To keep others from finding out, he had no choice but to drive her away. The naive woman didn't understand what he meant. She excitedly took out $1,000 and handed it to her son. It was a gift for her daughter-in-law. Just then, the daughter-in-law happened to see them. She curiously asked who the woman was. The son lied and said the woman was just his neighbor, and that she came to bring some turkeys. The woman was shocked. She wanted to explain herself, but her son didn't give her the chance. He continued deceiving his wife. The daughter-in-law easily believed his words. Seeing that the woman looked poor, she decided to hire her as a housemaid. The son wasn't very happy about it. The daughter-in-law angrily turned and left. The son panicked immediately. He warned the woman to stay where she was. He said he would come find her after work. Then he hurried off to comfort his wife. The woman sat sadly on the ground. Perhaps it was fate's arrangement. She happened to meet the CEO she once helped. The CEO took her back to his home, but the woman couldn't stop worrying about her son, so she went back to the building of Company B. When her son got off work, he found her there. He pretended to look pitiful and wronged. He came up with many excuses for himself. The foolish woman immediately softened her heart. She agreed to hide her identity and work as a maid in her son's home, but the woman never expected that as soon as she arrived at her son's house, an old woman started spraying alcohol all over her. That old woman turned out to be the mother of her daughter-in-law. She believed that poor women were filthy, so she wanted to disinfect her. The woman felt her dignity had been insulted, but for the sake of her son, she endured it as best as she could. Soon after, the woman prepared a rich dinner for the whole family. She went back to her room alone to rest. Unexpectedly, the daughter-in-law's whole family came into her room. The daughter-in-law accused her of stealing a necklace. The woman immediately denied the accusation. She had never stolen anything in her life. But the daughter-in-law didn't believe her at all. She ordered her mother and husband to check the woman's luggage. They went through her things with disgust. They found no necklace inside, but the daughter-in-law was still unconvinced. She actually told her husband to search the woman's body, and the son really tried to strip the woman. The woman was furious. She never thought they could be so shameless. She wanted to leave immediately, but the daughter-in-law stopped her. The woman felt utterly helpless. She endured the humiliation and took off her clothes, but the necklace was nowhere to be found. Only then did the daughter-in-law let her go. The woman, with nowhere to go, sat alone on the street. At that moment, the CEO happened to find her. After hearing what her son had done, he became furious and wanted to take revenge on him, but the woman stopped him. Although she was disappointed in her son, she couldn't bear to see him get hurt. So the CEO had no choice but to take her home again. There was a beautiful woman in the CEO's house. She turned out to be the CEO's wife. The wife treated the woman with great warmth. She encouraged her to eat more fruit and even gave her a bracelet worth $1 million. The CEO was even more respectful and caring. He brought her a basin of warm water and gently washed her feet. The woman was moved to tears. Meanwhile, her son and his family were having dinner. The daughter-in-law was actually pregnant with their second child. She and her husband already had a 6-year-old son. Suddenly, the daughter-in-law noticed something around her son's neck. It was her missing necklace. They immediately realized they had wrongly accused the woman, but the mother-in-law was dismissive. She believed the woman would steal something sooner or later, so it was better that she left early. But the little boy wasn't happy. He insisted on bringing the woman back, simply because he liked the food she cooked. So the daughter-in-law ordered her husband to bring the woman back. The son felt very awkward. They had just kicked her out. and now calling her back felt too shameful. The wife's face turned angry instantly, so the son quickly agreed. After dinner, he reluctantly called the woman. Meanwhile, the woman had just finished washing her feet when her son's call came in. She coldly told him to get lost. Then she hung up the phone without hesitation. In her heart, the woman swore from now on she would live for herself.